Even though I'm pretty heavy into the Apple ecosystem with the laptops, the phones, the watches, the tablets, the headphones, oh my gosh, am I an Apple fanboy? I still have one laptop that I consider my alternate day driver that is not an Apple product, and that actually is the Microsoft Surface Studio laptop. Join me as I explain why this is my favorite non-MacBook laptop. Let's get to it. Microsoft Surface Studio laptop, which is a pretty long name. As many times I thought I was trying to record this video, I got myself tongue twisted over saying Microsoft Surface Studio laptop. It's extremely long. I'm just going to call it Surface Studio for the rest of this video. It is the successor to the Surface Book line, which was the detachable laptop that the screen came off, you had to press a button to detach it, all this nonsense. You had like batteries in the keyboard, the graphics card, and then the other stuff in the tablet. It was a cool design in theory, but honestly too, kind of seeing a little bit cumbersome. Microsoft also had the Surface line, which was the Surface Studio line, which was the all-in-one desktop experience where you could move the screen down, draw on it, do what you gotta do. Very different versus, the iMac line that Apple has for their all-in-one situation, and honestly was a pretty unique experience. So Microsoft decided to say, hey, we have the Surface Studio line, we have the Surface Book, let's combine them into one and make a baby, which is the Surface Studio laptop line. And honestly, putting the two together kind of make a perfect productivity and mid-range gaming device, which, you know what? Exactly my needs. So let's dive right into the 4 reasons why I love this device. Reason number 1, that beautiful design. When you first see it, you might be like, whoa, this looks like a MacBook with a line in the middle. It kind of does look like a MacBook, I'm not even going to front it. If one thing that Microsoft did here was mimic Apple it was the design, and you know what? Kudos to them, because if there's anything to mimic Apple it's 1, the design, 2, the OS, and 3, the connectivity between all of its devices. Right now, they could only do 1, which is the design. And you know what? A+. The first thing you have here is the big trackpad. Don't get me started on the trackpad on the Surface Book. That thing was so small for a modern device. It was way too small. Having a huge trackpad is very good when it comes to like productivity needs. And I'm so happy that they made the trackpad bigger here for this model. There's also like an elevated look to it, which is pretty unique. As you can see here, I'm gonna show you real quick. As you can see here, I'm going to show you real quick. It's like this elevated design where the fans and the vents sit kind of like below the portion of the laptop, which honestly creates a very nice cooling situation where the heat is blown out to the sides instead of from the bottom. So you don't get those overheated issues if your laptop is sitting on a flat surface, on your lap, on your bed. It doesn't matter because the fans is on the side, so the heat is coming out this way instead of like this way. So you don't have any overheating issues. And to top it all off, you get that beautiful 120Hz 14.4-inch display that is by 2400 by 1600, which is honestly pretty nice. You get the nice pixel density, very color accurate. It's not 4K, but when you get a small device like this, having 4K isn't totally necessary. All in all, I love the design of this thing. It's probably one of the top reasons why I love this device. Let's get into reason number 2, which is going to be functionality, which is honestly why you're purchasing this device in the first place, is the functionality. So with this laptop, you have the movable screen, similar to the Surface Studio, and you have 3 different modes you can put it in. The first one is laptop mode, your traditional mode. You open it up, it's a laptop, you use it how you want to use it. You have access to your keyboard, you have access to your trackpad. It's great. You still have the touchscreen. It's amazing. It's basically like the Surface laptop, but stronger, better build quality, no fabric, all those things in one. And then after that, you have your stage mode, which you pull it forward, you cover the keyboard, you only have the access to the trackpad. I love this mode when I'm watching content on YouTube, Netflix, anything like that, or gaming. You don't always need to have access to your keyboard in this mode, because on YouTube you can scroll, you can click it, you can type the screen on the keyboard if you want to do that. You have your pencil, you can write stuff in. It's very useful that way to like draw and like quick editing tasks or watching videos. Or my favorite, honestly, is playing video games. I know I bought King of Fighters for my Surface at one point, and I was playing on there, and it was just like a cool experience. I take it to me on the go sometimes, when I'm going to like my girlfriend's house and I want like some type of gaming needs. I bring this, pull it forward, open up Xbox Game Pass, bam, have a portable Xbox right there. The next one is studio mode, which is the mode where you kind of basically turn into a tablet. You take the screen, put it flat. It's basically like tablet mode. I like this mode too, when I'm gonna draw stuff and write things down. But to use this in bed as like a normal tablet, I wouldn't recommend that, because it is kind of heavier than like your normal. Like this thing is like huge and heavy compared to like your iPad, which is light, you know. So I would, if you have an iPad, use that as your tablet, not this. This is just for like sitting at a desk. You need to draw something, you need to write something down. That's its use case. Now let's move on to reason number 3, the Surface Slim Pen 2, which I have right conveniently. It sits right here. You know, that is pretty convenient to have in your laptop. And here it is. The Surface Slim Pen 2 honestly is one of my favorite writing experiences when it comes to having like a stylus. The first one, of course, being the Apple Pencil, but this is a close second. You know, especially with like the 120 hertz screen on this device, it feels like you're like there's no lag, little to no lag. You know, and I used different Surface products in the past. I used the Surface Studio. No, I used the Surface Go. I think it was called the Surface Book Go, whatever it was. I forgot the name of it, but it's a smaller version of like the Surface line, and it had like the Surface Pencil. Also has like this cheap pencil, and writing on it wasn't fun at all. You know, it wasn't like an iPad-like experience. But with this pencil, it's more like an iPad experience. What's also cool about this pen is that it has like motors inside the pen, which creates like a haptic feedback feeling that you could change the level of like low to high, and it feels like you're writing on paper a little bit. Cause you get like that feedback when you write, and that's honestly probably the best feature of this pencil. I really hope Apple decides to do something like that for the Apple Pencil in the future. And then let's get down to reason number 4, which is the most important reason probably, and that's gonna be your performance. You know, you're buying these laptops for the performance. You're buying it for the functionality too, but also the performance is like, if the functionality is up there and the performance is bad, there's no point in owning this thing, you know? So this comes with a mid-range graphics card from NVIDIA. It has the 3050 Ti RTX, which is honestly really good, a really great graphics card to like do like gaming on low to mid settings, and it's pretty good in my opinion. I don't think there's anything bad with it. For the price though of like $2,000, I would have put the 3060. I'm pretty sure you could get other laptops in this range with a 3060 in it. So I would have done that. But you know, with Microsoft, when it comes to these type of products, you're all paying for the name and the other functionality they get with it. So, and gaming is not the top like functionality. So I get why they put the 3050, but in my opinion, the 3060 would have been way better. You also get a quad-core Intel 11th Gen H series chip. You know, i7 in the model I have. It's really good. It can handle video editing, which I'm mainly doing it off Photoshop or Illustrator, so it's great in that need. And I believe it makes it, at least according to Microsoft, it makes it the strongest Surface out there, so that's a W. Alright, so you know, I could talk about pros all day long, but you know, that's not a full review, you know. I gotta talk about some cons, because honestly there are some cons to this laptop that kind of makes it, you know, a little bit annoying to use. The biggest one that I run into is the screen flickers sometimes, and there's like this cackling noise when like open and closing the laptop. Someone said on Reddit it might be due to like the cables in it that attaches the screen to the body. I don't know what it is. You know, with these functionalities where you have things that can move forward and stuff like that, and like a moving part, there's always some type of like concern that there's gonna be some type of issue with the cables, the quality, the build quality of it, and how long it's gonna last. You know, same thing with folding devices. The screen flickering is concerning to me. I haven't contacted Microsoft about it yet. I probably should do that soon, but before my warranty runs out. But I will be doing that because I want to make sure that my screen doesn't just flicker black and turns off forever, and I have no access to anything anymore. The second one also is the battery life. The battery life is not that good. You know, when you're coming from these MacBooks that have like 15, 16 hours battery life now these days because of the M1 chip, this thing has like 3 to 4 hours while gaming, and maybe 5 to 6 hours just doing other productivity tasks and standby. You know, it run for like maybe like 24 hours. It was like longer than that because I had a thing on standby for a while now since my last use, and it hasn't died yet, so that's pretty good. But you know, actually using it, battery life 6 hours, 6 to maybe 7 max, but it does not last long when you're using it, which honestly sucks because like I want to take this to a coffee shop, you know, because my battery probably die, and if I don't get a seat next to an outlet, you know, I'm screwed, you know, or on like on a plane, you know, I wouldn't take it for those needs. I would take my MacBook. This is more of a device that I would keep at home for all type of other uses. All in all, you know, the pros for me outweighs the cons for my needs. Like I said, this is not a device I'm going to take on the go with me to like a coffee shop. This is a device that I would keep at home or at my girlfriend's house to use, plugged in, to game on it, to do video editing and stuff like that. And I like it for that use because it honestly feels like a mini desktop, you know, the way I can move it around and do other things with it. And since it is a little bit more heavy on the heavier side, to use as a tablet in bed, I wouldn't do that. You know, I would fold it flat and use it as like a drawing station like on my desk. But I wouldn't use it in bed that much because of the weight of it. And like for my like workspace right now, this is honestly just another productivity tool, and I think for that use case, it very much fits my need and very much is perfect. Gaming and watching me on this thing rocks. You know, I love gaming on this. I like putting the screen forward, no distractions, just my controller, the trackpad, and the screen, having it closer to me. It's a really great experience while gaming on it, and watching TV. It really is chef kiss. The model that I have is a 16 gigabytes of RAM, 5 total storage, the Intel i7 with the NVIDIA 3050 Ti. Oh, voice crack again. This retails for about $20.99, and I think it's on sale right now for $18.99 on Microsoft website. But it was sold out at the time of this recording because people saw that price drop and they was like, I'm gonna get this right now. You can check Best Buy; they might have some in stock too. I'm not sure the price range though. If you want to forego the NVIDIA chip and you just want for like productivity needs itself, you do get the Iris X graphics card within it, which I think is pretty suitable for like light video editing, light Photoshop, stuff like that. That does retail at $15.99, which is honestly not bad for pricing. You know, that is cheaper than your M1 Pro, M1 Max MacBooks. It kind of puts you in the line of like the cheaper 13-inch MacBook Pro or MacBook Air. So all in all, I definitely recommend this laptop if you're looking for a non-MacBook laptop and you want something from like Microsoft that's going to have amazing build quality, pretty good use out of it, good performance, something that's unique and not just a boring old open and close notebook. I recommend this laptop 100%. You know, I will definitely tell you should get this laptop. It's great. It's beautiful. I love it so much. I will give it like I don't really give like number scales, but if I hit this laptop a number scale, I'll put this at like a 7.5 out of 10. And to me, that's pretty average and pretty good. Alright, it's been real. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Peace out, y'all.